Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Cicada Cast.
Yeah. It is correct. The cicadas are going cray-cray outside the window.
It's true. It's going to be in the next video. We tried to get rid of the noise.
Well, you know, as I was editing the video and I hear the cicadas in the background, it really does feel thematic, you know? Like it does. It's like some background noise.
Every single time we start this, people are just like,
music.
get on with it.
Yes. Okay, let's get on. With Mr. Ron, I have not been able to paint much at all this week. So here are a couple of pics of my Tyranids from Flashback Friday.
So let's take a look. And so the whole idea of Flashback Friday is
to review your past work, or let's say you were doing a piece of work and you stopped halfway and you never revisited it again. It's to try and build motivation to improve the piece or improve a future piece by talking about what you felt you could have improved on that piece.
So there's one thing that really pops out to me with these ones, which is the fact that I take a look at these guys, right? And when I look at the basing, I'm just like, where's the rest of it?
Yeah, it is a very plain looking base, but we've seen Ron really improve with his basing as of late with his Kings of War. Kings of War game, and yeah, you can see the difference.
Well, see, I think that's one of the easiest things to improve. One, if you were trying to make this like a sort of sandy base, get like a super fine grit, sand texture. And
just sprinkle it on with some PVA glue to give it a little something.
Yeah, and then just seal it with the same PVA, dry brush it a bit, right? And then just something in here, because maybe some skulls here or there, or some tufts of sand, something. It's just...
Or a cactus, a lonesome cactus.
But yeah, that, it sort of just feels incomplete.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
I look at the models themselves, and there's nothing that I look at where I'm here, I'll zoom in on this guy, and I don't think that there's anything where I look at it and I'm like, this must change.
Yeah, it's well done. Everything is picked out nicely with the details.
It is tabletop, right? It's he's trying to make these so he can play games with them.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like the basing needs that extra bit. And so what I would do to just really make these guys look that much better, is the sand thing I said before, but then also get some pure pigment, crush it up, and just dust that across the thing, and also dust it over their legs.
Yeah.
So make them a part of the scene more. It's more
yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
We've got these Tyranids. Okay, so what's the deal with the Tyranids? They like biomass. So why are they at this desert place?
I don't know. Yeah. They're just there. They just decided today was the day.
But give a bit of a story to it. So, next up, Brett
Fugglesberry. Fugglesberry. I'm sorry, Fugglesby. That's how you say it?
I don't know, but when you said Fugglesberry, I'm like, where is Berry in this name?
Sorry, I think I just read it as Berry when it's B. Sorry. Anyway.
You always jump in at things.
No, it just came.
How do you guys conquer indecision with choosing a paint scheme? So it will very much depend on what it is that I am doing. So, for example, let's say I'm doing up a faction that already has an existing color scheme.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at those color schemes and see if there's something that I like there. Let's say it's Wood Elves. I might be like, all right, well, they're in tune with nature. Maybe I'll try Autumn instead of doing woods or something like that. What I do is I'll look at other things, but some of the times I'll just be like, all right, this thing contrasts with that thing, I make it this color.
Yeah, that's one way of going about it. I think I would take a look at why the indecision is happening in the first place. So, are you just scrolling through, I don't know, Pinterest or whatever platform or whatever resource that you are using,
Mm-hmm.
looking at color schemes without a plan? Then, yes, you are going to have the indecision with choosing a color scheme. So, the way to conquer that is to pick a theme first. So, have a concept, and then after that go for a color scheme that you know fits that theme, so it narrows things down for you. Having too much options is why you're having the problem in the first place.
Yeah, that's called analysis paralysis.
Are you sure that's isn't too much options creates a problem?
Yeah, and that's called analysis paralysis. Where
I thought that's overthinking. No.
okay, when you've got too many options, that's for that specific thing where you're like, what do I choose? That's what that's called.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think take a look at what you're doing, um, take a look at what you want to do, and then don't doom scroll.
Yeah. Just if there's the theme. Okay, I want it to be water themed. Okay, simple. Just look at blue schemes. Period. Done.
Yeah, well, I think one of the biggest things is some of the times just knuckling down and making a decision, whether it's logical or not. Like that's irrelevant. You just want to make the decision, and if you don't like it, you can change it later.
Mm. Mm.
All right. So next up,
Ahaha.
this was James with his Flashback Friday. Now he's done a bit more on this one since then, but essentially he's done up well, rather he wants to do this up. Do you want to read out?
Okay. As usual, life's kicking my butt. My goal for 2024 is to have this painted once more. Okay.
Yeah.
I painted it when I was young, but the glue I used was very brittle and it fell apart. I stripped it to bare lead. Oh, it's lead, okay. Only recently got it glued back together. I need to do a little gap filling too. I love dragons, and this is one of my favorite models. If you like the model, I found one on eBay. I want to see what he has to say.
I thought you would.
Oh, okay, selling for X amount of money.
Alright, so just taking a look at it, right? I know that you've cleaned it up a bit more since then, but I would really say, like, just work on the gap filling for now, like right here. That will help shore up your joints because that's the big thing. But here's my advice, right? As soon as humanly possible, as soon as these gaps are filled, right? As soon as you've done the assembly stage, right? Prime it. Yeah, like prime it. Maybe have a nice zenithal on it,
Whatever you want to do, because
But-
once you prime it, you feel like the biggest hurdle of your painting process is done.
Well, you feel like you can get started now.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
why when I prime things, I always zenithal them because if they're just plain black, it feels as if there's more work to do.
Yeah,
if
it
you,
does. Yeah.
Whereas if you zenithal it, just hit it from above with a white. Doesn't matter if it's a spray can. Doesn't matter if it's an airbrush. Just having that solid start on it, you're like, all right, I can see my shadows. I can see that sort of thing. And if you're not as confident with doing a zenithal, just spray it like with a grey or a white, and then do an overall wash with a homemade wash sort of thing. Just see where all of the crevices are, dry brush it up, and you'll be like, okay, I'm ready to get started, right? Because then you will have done something with it, and you're like, all right, I'm in a better place now.
Yeah, because the good thing about zenithal priming is that you can have the option to do it simply by using contrasts,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll look good, or you could go all out with layer paints, and you still have your shadows in place, and you don't have that gnawing feeling at the back of your mind going,
Yeah.
there's more to be done.
All right, so Isaac put up another candidate for Flashback Friday. So you ready?
Hi, I painting this a little while back, and it's the best thing I've so far painted. I'm not actually sure where could use improvement and where to go from here when aiming to be a better painter. I'm hoping for a bit of criticism and critique on this mini. The colors a little different than in real life. I had to fiddle with the camera settings to avoid glare that was coming off the model. Any advice would be great. Thanks.
Okie doke. So, first thing I would say, right, is what is your goal with this, right? Because I think like there's a lot of things here that look good. It looks like you're painting this up at, I think this thing's called a Lord Discordant, and it's on, I've forgotten the name of this Malthusian creature. But when I take a look at it, I just think to myself, all right, there's nothing technically wrong with it, but I will take a look and I will tell you the first few things that pop out at me. Right, you've got some great color texture with the way that you've done the base, right? But there is no actual texture. You notice how flat it is?
Yeah.
Right? So
okay.
like just having some like fine grit sand there, right? And then doing that up with it will make a world of difference. So you've got these cracks here, right? But over here, there is like literally nothing. And it makes it feel unrealistic. I know, of course, it's a spaceman riding Scorpion tank. But I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about. The next thing I would do is, so from what you said, it sounds like you have some natural shine here with the metallics. What I would do is I would try and do some true metallic metal, because it looks like you're ready to try something like that out.
I wonder if that's really is true metallic metal because of the way that there is multiple reflective points on the blue parts.
No, I'm not talking about the blue parts. I'm
silver.
talking about the silver,
Yeah, the silver
and the gold.
Yeah, those parts definitely is just pure metal paint.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nothing wrong with that. It looks great.
Yeah, but he's asking for his next steps.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, the other thing is, with these bits of flesh, right, I feel like there isn't enough differentiation with them and the rest of the model. Because I take a look at it, right, and they seem to have the same sort of texture as the plates here.
Yeah, I actually thought those were wires rather than fleshy bits.
Yeah, see, they're meant to be a sort of combination of both. Like, it's meant to be, see those little bits inside? Right, those are meant to be like wires surrounded by like an intestine coat sort of thing.
It's gross.
Yes, of course it's gross. It's a chaos thing, right? I feel like the Lord needs a lot more lightening around this area. Not lightening, as in, you know...
Lightning, okay.
You know, as in, like, he needs his values brought up around here. Because at the moment, where do our eyes focus when looking at this thing, right?
I think the cape where...
Maybe, but I look over here and see the shininess of the metal. I look over here and see the face. So I'm like, oh, there's a bit of a bright thing there. And like, if you're looking over here, you'd just be like, oh, shiny tail, you know. There's no visual focus. There's no visual hierarchy. You know, like, it is literal chaos, this thing. And I know that that's the theme behind it. But what you want is, you want people to look at things and go, all right, you want them to look here, there, where you've done things, and then you want them to look over here, and then you can let their eye wander. But until then, right, they're just going to sort of crawl all over the model. Because there's nothing which I look at and I go, that's the spot to look at.
Yes. I do also notice that the marine is the same colored armor as the bug.
Yeah.
I think maybe those could be two different colors in the future. Like,
I'm not as convinced on that. I understand why you're saying that,
because they're
right?
also the same texture, if you notice. They're
Yeah,
like
but
the exact same metallic
I think so.
type.
Yeah, well, like this is a Night Lord. He's a Night Lord. This is sort of his steed, right?
Ah,
So that's sort of what he's going for. I understand what you're saying, but for me, it's much more about giving people somewhere to look.
yeah, no, that's what I should clarify. Why I said that the creature should be a different color, or at least a different tone of that same blue, is so as to create a visual breaker. So what you see is backpack, the Night Lord, and then the back of that creature, which will bring the attention to the face. So you break the model up into three parts, like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, that could definitely work because I do think that would look better. It does add to the visual chaos currently with
Yeah.
them being the
The
same.
same thing. So if you still wanted to go with this exact same thing, I think what I would do would be to create the cloak. The cloak could be a more saturated red, actually, because
Yeah.
everything else is fairly muted. So if you had like a really bright red, like a really bright red cape, I think that will create that sort of focus on the
Yeah.
model.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree with
everyone
that.
will say, "Ooh, bright red, what's that? Okay, look at that." And then they'll look at everything else.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. All right, I hope that was of help to you, Isaac. So, Paul Wong, do you want to read out?
Yes, had a few folks asking about the Fellowship of the Muppets. So here's the set in various stages of priming. Not sure what the official names are. These are just puns off the top of my head for some of them. L.R. Barrymore, is it? Barrymere?
Boromir, Gimli the Great,
Gandalf.
Rizzo, Breaker. No, it's just
Beaker.
no, it is just Beaker.
Pepe. Kermit,
Kermit,
maybe Robin, Scooter, Miss
Piggy.
Piggy, and Saru Sam.
Yeah, because that's Sam
Oh.
instead of Saruman. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys talk to one another and want to like see one another's projects, and that you encourage one another this way, because some of the times this is all you need to do to get a project started. All you need to do is just have something where somebody goes, "All right, yeah, that helps."
Yeah, I just want people to talk about it. It helps you get out of your head.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so next up we've got James.
James, while I am working on something else, wink wink, I decided to get started on the minis of the Nemesis Lockdown expansion. So here we have the Space Raccoon, first player marker, rover, and three doors. Or 3D doors, sorry. Basically, they are just cosmetic upgrades for the board game, but it will be a fun way to have some fun and some experience.
Okie doke, and I do believe he's done more on these as we go on. So
yeah,
we'll
so
take a
we'll
look.
see if he's posted something.
Alright, so yeah.
So this is the quick update from
Yep.
the earlier post, making progress. Check out his cute little nose and paw. I plan on dry brushing some white all over his fur to look like a raccoon and adding color to his sandwich he is holding.
Alright, let's take a look. So, well, that is very pixelated. There we go. Yeah, no, the nice little pink nose, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Reminds me of Hades.
Yes. Got to get those raccoon eyes right. Alright, so next up we've got Calvinoni.
Because of an unfortunate smelting incident, I had to pretend to scalped. Looks pretty good while I wait for the green stuff to form up.
Yeah, no, he's just, so this is probably a metal model that he was trying to put together. I don't know if he's got a soldering iron and he tried to put it together that. But yeah, no. Well, I think you did a good job with doing that green stuff there. I know it's not my forte as much, and it's some of the times it's very hard to get right.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Sculpting is difficult.
All right. So next up, we've got it here.
A Jabberwocky sculpt.
So we'll take a look at this, and the first thing that I noticed was I just want some differentiation with the scales on the back. So we take a look at, where is it? Alright, so you see these scales at the back? Like, I think that they could just use a dry brush with a slightly different colour to sort of, make them pop a bit more. I think they do, pop a little bit, but just that bit more,
I understand. I think for me, I would probably pick out the fleshy part of the wings a different color as compared to the rest of the guy. Because it does look very samey. Yeah, a lot of it is very one tone, even the details of the eyes.
I don't mind the eyes. I think the eyes look good, but I'll begrudgingly agree with the wing part. But what I have to say is I really love this, evocative base. It's like very much a sort of swamp area. Like, I take a look at it, and I also love those yellow teeth with the like green scunge around it. I think it looks great there. But yeah, I just want them to pop a bit more. But I think maybe you might be right. Maybe like a sort of lightish pink color, like that.
Actually, a lightish tan color because of how it's very brown toned and it's like swamp monster. Like if you use like a brownish tan tone that's just like 2 shades lighter than what you've got now.
Yeah.
It would make the difference.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Because it'll keep with the theme. Because a pink flesh would be too striking, and then everyone would be looking at the else.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So maybe like what is it called by the SMS? Like the camo brown we have?
I can't imagine the color in my head, but I can see it in my head. I don't know the color. Yeah, sort of like that.
That one there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll open up that one. And so like that color?
Tan color, yeah.
Maybe like slightly darker.
Yeah,
slightly darker than that. Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
Alright. Oh.
A tree.
Yes, Genuine Vision has once again returned to us to let us know that he doesn't love us. That's why he only shares things.
Never write a new description.
It's alright, we won't cry.
Been a wee while, he said. It's only a wee. And look what you've done.
It's alright. Just keep reading. Just keep going.
I have been posting regular What? Oh! Been a wee while since I have been posting regular Busy these days. Anyways, something I've been working on to go to the
Druidess and Dragon diorama.
Okay.
Yeah.
A few scratch-built birch trees made from birch twigs from the garden, which we cut, and then the main branches pinned on. Branch ends or canopy are sea foam, which were then inserted into teeny wee holes in the branches and or trunk. Primed and then painted the assembled trees. First time from a wee idea I had in the old cabeza. Really happy with how they are turning out next. Well, a spot of the old foliages.
Alright, well, let's take a look. So, for me, they just look literally like a birch tree. Obviously, these are not finished up yet. He's just added the sea foam. But, I look at this and I'm like, that just looks like a birch tree to me. I'm super impressed by how he's done that.
Very realistic looking tree.
Also, you noticed a little bits of moss around the joints, that sort of thing. Just little details like that really make something come to life. I look at it and I just think to myself, it looks absolutely fantastic. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see Genuine Vision, Stephen, make a real post for us. I'm not upset. All right, let's move on. All right, so first off, Member Monday, and it's great to see our new members, and we hope to see more new
posts.
Yes, more posts, more new members.
Yep.
More everything.
More everything.
Yes, but we're really glad that you guys have joined us.
Yes.
We hope you enjoy the place.
Yes.
And we hope that you enjoyed this, and we hope that if you're thinking of reaching out, that we will protect your identity too.
If you watched it, you'll know. You'll get the joke.
Yeah. All right. So next up.
There it is. Okay. Hi everyone. I need some feedback. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about the space raccoon, the deep blue of his outfit. I liked it when I was painting it, but now that I almost finished, I'm a bit iffy on it. So I wanted to ask other people's opinion if it fits him, or should I go with the more classic orange or something else like red? Thoughts?
Alright, so let's...
I don't see anything wrong with the colors that he's chosen.
I'm gonna open it up and try and close in a bit more. So, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the blue. The blue's fine. I would say the biggest thing is the yellow with the eyes.
Yeah, Joseph created a comment on that and he cleaned up the eye a bit.
Yeah. But for me, when I look at this, I just think, it's just the eyes at the moment, right? If you want to have that sort of glowing eyes look, the inner area right here needs to be white rather than that. And also, if you want to sort of have it come out nicely because the outer area is mostly white, you can do a dry brush in there with a soft makeup brush, and that will sort of have some of the white come out over on the yellow, and it will make it...
like a fade. It has to fade. It can't just be like a white dot on a yellow. It's got to be yellow, yellow, and then white.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
But I think that would be the biggest thing for me. When I look at the doors, I'm like, yep, those are doors.
Doors.
Yep.
Doors.
Yes, very exciting. But yeah, I'm really glad that other people actually, commented on such things, because I think this is where I think the community really shines, because we do this once a week, right? But we are flat out like a lizard drinking. Like at the moment, you got to get 10 minutes of video done before tomorrow.
Because
sorry, not before tomorrow.
By today.
Before the next day, right?
Yeah, which is today.
Yeah. But I think you've almost gotten to the 20-minute mark now.
Yeah, almost to the 20-minute mark.
So we are just flat out. I'm still behind on my commissions. And it's just like, where do we find an extra hour? But when you guys comment on these things, that really helps us out, because the thing is, the internet thrives off constant and immediate feedback.
Yeah.
And we're just not there. We just don't have
Well, I would say that it can't always be just us, because then...
Yeah, that's true.
Because then you don't get the full benefit of a resource of different opinions from different people of different skill sets.
I think that's why this has been so much better since, you and I have been on together, where we actually disagree on things. Like, when we agree, you'll be like, okay, they both agree. But then people can disagree with us, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
And
the different perspectives to the same problems or whatever it may be. Yeah,
and you won't discover new things by always assuming that you're right.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. All right, shall we move on to... who is this man?
I don't know.
Get him out of here.
Okay, all right.
No, I don't want to see.
All right, so this was I've just finally finished up all of the spraying, getting off all of the masking now because essentially, it's just so much.
Too long.
It's just so much. But I really do love the
effect, hey.
Yeah, because it just looks so scungy.
So grotty, eh?
Yeah, well, like, you take a look at this, right? And I could leave it like that, right?
Yeah.
I could leave it like that and it would be fine. But obviously doing it for a client, so we're going to do up a bit more here. But even with this one, right? I'm going to paint those pipes black, going to hit those pipes black, make those different colors, paint those gold, paint white over the areas for the light.
Yeah.
Maybe do a light effect and paint those black. Right?
Mm.
It's not a lot. Oh, no, probably.
It will be a lot. Because there's a lot of this.
There's a lot of pieces, but what I'm saying is, like, if you wanted to stop now, you could stop now.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough visual interest that people would be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I can have this as a background piece.
But, like, after going that extra mile with painting on the details, we can safely look at it and go, yeah, this is sick. This is sick, man.
Alright. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
Alright. Let us talk.
Mr. Joe.
Why is he blue?
I think that's the verified. Do you think?
I don't know, but he is blue.
Try not to hover on the icons.
Okay.
I've got to walk out.
Ooh.
But anyhow, I finished 6 models this weekend. 12 more arrived in the post, and 20 more are on their way. If it all arrives this year, I still need to get 33 more models painted. That's looking unlikely. But I do have a plan. It mostly involves not sleeping at all over Christmas. I'll be back with more info in a few days once I have primer on stuff that's already built.
Alright. So, let's take a look. 22 pictures.
Oh dear.
Okay, so this is the Alistair Anniversary Edition.
Mm-hmm.
His spear was bent because he's made in China. Oh no. Alright, yes.
Fair point, fair point.
Yep.
Blame the factoryman, Joseph. Oh.
I have to say that's fair to blame.
That does look like something that...
He's like, behold my spear, Wobblix. What do you call... Oh, okay, that makes sense. Once again, I think the eyes...
Is it? I can't see... Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I do see.
But,
lantern.
Yeah.
Lantern bum. Oh, so nice.
I feel like I'm very much repeating myself. The gold is getting better, in my opinion. I think, like, hit a high point here and, like, darker points over there. But other than that, like, I really like it. I know that this is some quick washing, but I think maybe another coat of the wash, nice and thin, would really help. Okay, Ezra. Oh, no.
Eyes.
Yes.
Jojo.
Yes.
You're killing me, man.
Yeah, so I think it's just... I think, like...
Everything's great.
Yeah.
The eyes is the only problem, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at the hair. It's so glossy.
Except I'm not as phased by this. Like,
I think it could use more shadowing in
what happened to that dress? It looks like pure white last night. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't know what has happened here, but yes,
Speckles.
we noticed.
Yeah.
We noticed it too. But yeah, so it seemed to have glued back on seamlessly. So he's trying to fix up the factory mistakes, but like I feel like the hair came out alright. I think like the eyes are better here.
Yeah, it does have some direction.
Alan had some advice the other day, and when I say the other day,
it was months ago.
Yeah, about how to do better eyes, and I think
Joseph, like eyes easily.
Yeah, I think that might help you. Because like I look at this, and like this looks so lovely from the back, right? It looks so nice.
Nice little lantern.
Yeah, nice
so
little
soft
scene.
Glow. Oh yeah.
And like the eyes are off on this one, but not as off with the other ones. But I like the way that you've done the blonde hair. I do think that it doesn't come out as well as the others. I don't know what the hell he's wielding here.
It's a double-edged scythe. Butterfly scythe. What I'm calling it.
Yeah, but the gold's quite nice there, the way he's done that. You know, the stark dark to quite bright. But it needs that extra tippy point, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does need it. But I can't, stop looking at the hair.
The hair at the back is a lot better than
the hair. Is the He-Man hair.
So, right here with the hair, it doesn't look quite as good as it does back here. Here, it looks fantastic. But here, it looks a little off.
A little bit flat, yeah.
There, it looks a little off. So I wonder what the difference is between here and there.
There's just more shading.
I understand that, but I mean, where he sort of went wrong in his technique is what I'm saying.
Oh, well.
Alright, so that's the artwork for them.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this. I love the patchwork shield.
Yeah, that looks great. That looks fantastic.
Wow.
Because look, the minute this guy's masked up, right? This guy looks absolutely fantastic.
Is that a mask?
Yeah, a leather mask.
Oh, I thought he was going for a really dark skin look.
No, a leather mask, because see, there's the sort of attachment and the hair popping out.
But I love how I can tell every single piece.
Yeah.
You know, there's every single element here is its own piece. And it's fantastic. I love the cape.
Well, see, I just think that, eyes is the only thing he really needs to work on. Everything else seems to be coming up. And, sure, not everything's perfect, right? Right? But, I mean, what is? But more importantly, it's just the eyes that throw things. Because, let's take a look. When we're looking here, right? We're oh, that's a good-looking model, you know? Even got...
Look at that. Look at that.
You are the worst.
I see.
Yeah, you've even got the little bikini strap thing. What are those? G-strings. That's what they're called, right?
Whale tails?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's when the one goes above your pants and it looks like a tail of a whale. That's why it's whale tail.
I've never heard it called such a thing,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It's a thong or a G-string, essentially.
Yeah, but the whole thing is we look on this side and everything looks quite nice, you know. Even though there's some pooling here, that's sort of how muscles work, you know. There's quite deep shadows in some areas.
It's that sort of khaki denim jean look. It's great.
Yeah. And you look at all of that is absolutely great, and it's only when we're here and it's it's this very gorgeous, good-looking woman, and then I'm doing, and you're oh no,
oh dear, oh what happened there?
Yeah, and that's
and
that's her.
Oh my gosh!
I think the model. So he gave her pants.
A very evocative. Yes.
Yes, he gave her pants. All right, and
good on you.
And that's it. All right. So next up, it was Whip Wednesday, and I did not whip, because but I did want to explain one thing, because this is important to us, right? So the thing is, we had a goal of reaching 500 by the end of the year.
Probably. I don't even remember the goal anymore.
Yeah, but we do remember the goal of 150 for June, July.
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, when it comes to this, the reason why we sort of wanted to tell you about our personal goals is when you take a look at things, right, and you go, oh, well, I failed my personal goal, so, I'm a failure, right? Yeah, sure. We missed this goal of 150 WAYPN members for the Facebook. But our goal for the YouTube was, by the end of the year, get 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and now we're 5,000 surpassed.
No, we're at 6.
5,000 from...
Oh, 5,000 past. Okay, yeah. We're almost 6,000 past.
No, we're at 7,000 or close to 7,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
But the thing is, when I bring this up, right? the thing is, you've got other stuff going on in your life. Like, sure, you might fail one of your personal goals, but so long as things are still chugging along, right? Like, yeah, we fall, we stumble, we get back up. That's the big thing.
Yes.
All right, so let us move on. All right, next up, we've got Rory.
Rory, hello. Hi.
So Rory wanted to show off this piece. So shall we? Do you want to do the breakdown of what we do here before we read out?
You mean like tell us your goal, that sort of?
Yeah. So but how we review things and that.
Yeah. So well. Ideally, the poster shares with us their goal and like the level that they want to go for. And then we will take a look at it and comment on the artwork based on the level that they're going for. If let's say it's tabletop, usually we infer if they don't say anything.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, this looks like you're going for tabletop quality, blah, blah, blah. And then we tell you what you have done well, what you can improve on, and what you should do better in the future or something like that.
Yep, and we have 3 levels. We have tabletop, character level, which we call your personal best, and showcase, where you're trying to push beyond your absolute limits.
Yeah, so you're basically aiming for competition level or even display quality pieces.
Yep.
That's what show.
All right.
It's in the name.
So, yeah. You want to read out?
Hi all. I just wanted to introduce myself and share a photo I took. This is my Star Wars themed Grey Knight army. Part of it, at least, I have won many accolades for this army, and I continue to build on. Yay!
All right, so let's take a look. Is it the one picture? It is the.
No, it's a collage.
Yeah, but there's only the one picture here.
We'll have to take a closer look on.
Yes, we will have to take a close look. So. I don't know which model this is here. I wonder if that's going to be the lander that they use. I've forgotten what that thing's called.
I do know that this guy is really.
Well, I think it's a combination of an AT-AT and like Sorry, my brain just went dumb.
This is Star Wars? Why are there purity steels on it?
That's what he said. It's a combination of Grey Knight and Star Wars.
Okay. And I thought Grey Knights was something that is part of Star Wars.
No.
Because I never watched everything.
Oh, there is probably Grey Knights in Star Wars, but who knows? But like, I very much like that freehand there. But I guess he's taken the grey to be quite literal, because usually Grey Knights are quite steel. But I'm not going to complain about, colour choices for sure. But I think, it's very interesting. I do like the base. You know me, I'm a sucker for a good base. And
I like the background. I'm not sure if that's intended, but it does match the theme. The galaxy.
But like, it is very weird and wacky and wonderful. It's not so much a sort of standard piece. So I'm not as sure where to go with it, and I think I am missing my nap.
I think it would be easier if we had like individual pictures of all the different angles.
Yeah.
Some of them are a bit blurry from how small they are. Difficult for us to really get into it. So Rory, if you could take this post again, do it again. Just take individual pictures and put them.
Or just paint up new stuff.
Or paint up new stuff.
Why you do this? Why you do this to me?
Do.
All right. So hey Rory. He loves the YouTube channel, and yes, we have seen many Rory comments. We always say, "It's Rory!" There's Rory and there's Franny.
Franix, or something like that.
Yeah. Alright, so, next up, So, guys, if there's a bot who's putting stuff up here, I declined.
Yeah, I was there. I witnessed the decline.
Yeah, because I'm just, Facebook makes me crazy.
I don't know how it got through, yeah.
Yeah, Facebook makes me crazy. Because, I'm like decline, and...
isn't it so dumb that it's like, you decline someone who's clearly spamming, but then you get flagged for saying night.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's
Let's
not go there.
there.
Alright,
All right.
so-
Oh, Mr. Joe, you have to say. You have to say.
Yes. It is yet another Joe R. Sutton. Good day, all. So, way back, you might remember me doing a black, white, blood for the blood god vampire gang for the game called Carnival. So, a bunch of models have been released since then. And as a stay-at-home dad with a little money, I got a 3D printer.
No, I got one 3D printed.
Fine, you can read the rest. No, it's done.
You
It's
can
done.
see
You've broken
you
it. The spell
read
is
it wrong.
cursed. It's gone.
You read it wrong.
It's gone. All right. Yep, there you go.
Oh,
it's done.
Buy one once I'm working again, or maybe Christmas. Maybe Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler. And I mostly painted him in game and
Merry Crisis.
name a moon eater.
Alright, but yes, and for your Queen's English speakers, that
Yeah,
he did it again, because he wants us to be all, g'day y'all. So way back, you might remember me doing a black, white, and blood for the blood god since the vampire gang formed me game called Carnival, eh?
God.
We're gonna go down. He's got his ciggy brain.
Chicken roll, mate.
Hey, chicken roll, mate. Alright, so he's done up this wolf guy.
I remember this was a noir theme.
Yeah.
That's what he was going for back then.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the black, white, and blood. I like the green eye. It really does stand out. But let us go on our Joe R. Sutton adventure and see, do we see more? Okay, yeah, so this gets that gets done up. I like the texture over here. It's still missing another element, I feel like. Something here. You know what I think would look really good? Just as a great contrast to all of this. Just either like some little flowers.
Flowers, really?
Yeah, just to sort of contrast all the blood and the guts.
Oh, like some white, one of those, the not sticker flowers. They were the like tufts of flowers. That
Yeah.
White ones would be matching.
Or like, you know what would actually be better? Is a little doll.
A doll?
Yeah, a little doll.
Oh, yeah, and then that's like covered in blood. It's like, ha.
No, don't make it cover in blood. Just make it so, like, is this the little girl or did it get the little girl?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Like,
because at the moment, like, this is dying to tell a story, but I don't feel the story in it. I think that the
of contextual clues.
Yeah, so like I feel like the model itself is looking good, right? I like the white on white, but I do think that unfortunately, like the difference between the flesh and the pants isn't stark enough.
Yeah, like you could do a bit more variation with the blacks and the grays for some other part.
Yeah.
So that it's still noir. It's just that
you're
picking out the details of certain things. This is just a white wolf wearing, I don't know, grey clothing or whatever.
Or even if it is white clothing, make it super white. Make it like extremely white. Yeah. Something like that. That's my thought at least. But yeah, and like I feel like the base is just missing one extra piece.
Yeah.
Something. I'm not sure what it is. But yes. Next up, we've got Justin!
Oh yes, Justin. Just in case. Not much progress on my Deathwing. Been COVID fighting for a few weeks. Finding some time to get base laters done though. Okay.
Alright, so I looked at this and I looked at that little rim down there, and I tell you what, who was it that was doing up was it Alex who was doing up the Deathwing the other day with the cracks around them?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was. He did the Terminator.
And I feel like this would sort of be the perfect sort of candidate because he's got that same sort of thing going on.
Yeah, Alex, help, please.
Yes.
Help.
But yeah, like because I think like that would like really make these guys pop. But
I think you're doing great progress with them.
Yeah. But then again, Justin likes to have nice, smooth models, doesn't he? So
I mean, who doesn't like a smooth model, eh?
Well, definitely not smooth brushstroke.
Oh no! Oh no!
He hasn't put up his Necrons.
Oh yeah, he hasn't posted one.
Yes. All right. So next on. So Jason.
Jason of the Tyranid, right? Yeah. It looks great.
It's the same Tyranid but more progress, I do believe.
Okay. Weekly work in progress. It really didn't look like I was going to get any done this week. I set aside a couple of hours tonight to work on the Tyranid I started last week. Decided on an orange flesh color. I wasn't sure if it was the right color choice originally, but I kept highlighting, shading, and glazing. I'm much happier with it now than I was 2 hours ago. Yeah. A lot can happen in 2 hours.
I know that this is an actual scheme. I've forgotten the name of the Hive Fleet, but there is a Hive Fleet with this. But one of the things that I will say, it's made it so that the pink doesn't pop as much anymore. Remember how much the pink used to pop before when this was more whitish?
Yeah. Just use like a more saturated, cool pink like you did before, just to highlight.
No, I think it's the same pink, right? I think it's just that this has come up.
And it's like blended in with making it look a bit more.
Well, no, I think like with the orange, right, it's sort of taken away from how starkly it contrasted from everything else. The only thing that I would suggest is going paler with the pink, because you've got like quite a high saturation orange as far as I can tell, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not desaturated that much at all, right? There is some with the highlights, right? But it's still got a lot of vibrancy to it. And you can even see a tiny bit of yellow in the highlight, right? And I just think if you like make those a bit paler, you'll get that same sort of, just pop. And that will really help. Like, I think the color choices are good, but I'm just saying that the difference between when we saw it now and when we saw it last, the pink didn't pop as much.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does look natural. Like when I first look at it, I don't think of it as, the tongue is missing or blending in with anything else. I can still see it.
Yeah, you can see it.
It's still the slight pinkish tone.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that
it needs a bit more contrast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, what is
All right.
this?
So, Raina for the Dumper Projects. Been keeping up with a massive new property, finding time for hobby. So I hope that he is not doing property work like we have to do, because that's not fun. Alright, so
look at this guy. I love this strange green bear.
I wonder if it's like a light effect or if it's like sort of like a moss that's going over.
Like one of those spirit creatures.
It might be. Like, guy is so characterful. I don't know what he is. I think he's some sort of gnome or something, but like, there's a lot of character there.
He's a bandit gnome.
Yeah, it's really interesting, the little
mask, right?
Yeah, well, it's more like a cloth.
Yeah, just
I think it's a cloth.
Yeah, it looks like a cloth mask.
Yeah, so like it's interesting patterning on it.
But I really loved it. Because like the bear's got such a nice vibrant green, and then you've got a little tinge of blue, and then you've got a nice contrasting of the purple shadows.
Yeah, down there.
So many colors. Look at pink and green Tyranids.
Yes. Oh, it's
Ah,
Bulma.
I don't know this character.
Yeah, no, she's DBZ, but I think that's all hand painted. That's really
Oh
cool.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the skin tone's come up great,
Love
hasn't
the
it?
pleat.
Yes, the pleats are quite nice, but yeah, I felt like wouldn't. Never mind. Like I feel like that, like the light would strike differently slightly, like here, but I don't know. I'm not studying schoolgirls' skirts a whole lot of the time. How to sell yourself out apparently. But yeah, it's a really interesting sculpt. It's a nice sculpt. I like that. I feel like that they could have made the pleats a bit deeper though, like
Oh yeah. Okay.
that they're not raised enough because like that 95 is quite raised up, but these are just sort of barely there. But yeah, the blues come up nice. The blue hair, yeah, I like that.
Oh, what's this?
It's got that same sort of evocative sort of thing with like the very cool shadows and very warm highlights. Yeah, but I'm not sure. It is some lady.
Like he got some pretty far with
It's a 3D print. Yeah, go.
like he's gone gotten pretty far in his progress for what little time he's managed to find the hobby.
Well, like some people are faster than others. I know I'm a slow painter, or at least I'm slow at pulling out tons of masking. I feel like the skin tone is quite yellow here.
Yeah, like maybe that's just the base he'll build up the color.
Yeah. So it's like
yeah,
when he said
that's just the hair. Yeah,
when he said like a photo dump, I'm like, oh, that's a very cool color scheme. I like that.
Very
yeah, but
evil.
with the bone.
Yeah.
For the carapace, I think that looks really good.
Yeah.
And I like the sort of going more into the white with the highlight rather than going into higher saturation. Yeah, like I think that looks good. Like look at that bone carapace. Looks very nice. Very nice.
Very high contrast. Oh, Duggo. Hello, Duggo.
Yes. I think that this is a very photorealistic miniature. Alright. But yeah, no, I think
you've been holding out on us on your skills.
But yeah, and so James posted a little update here for Flash Break Friday. This is the one we were looking at the start.
I don't see anything.
No, I don't think there is anything different. So yes. So let us move on.
Oh hey, it's
Carlos.
Yes, Carlos. Yeah, finished his mini from Tiny Epic Dungeons. What's the name? Atharna? Atharna? The elf sorceress. Cheers. Need to learn how to take better pics. Been thinking about buying a photo booth for minis or make my own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
Make your own.
We've got a short how to make.
Oh, we should find that short. Yeah, well.
It could be in our it's either in the Discord channel or in.
It's somewhere. We've got it somewhere.
I've got ooh. Oh, it's not that electric blue anymore. It's like a
not
nice
as
icy blue.
Yeah, it's not nearly as intense as before.
And she doesn't look as evil as she did previously.
Yeah, it looks like it's a lot lighter, but it does look like it's all focusing on his hand.
A bit, yeah. That's very nicely done.
Oh, like I do like the red that's gone on here, but you're not wrong about needing to take the better photos because
it's focusing on the bottom rather than on the miniature.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Oh, but I love the combination of that yellow and that blue.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But I will say that the staff is very close. The skirt blue.
Yeah, it's I would say it's a lot brighter, but I like this light effect that's coming from her hand. I think that looks very cool. This cloak looks absolutely fantastic.
It looks like a wispy cape.
But look, his fingers are in perfect focus. But yeah,
very nice.
Here's what I'm gonna say, Carlos. Do this one again.
Take a picture again.
Yeah. Make your Oh no. Oops, sorry for the technical difficulty there. That is my bad. Anyway, so what I would say is make up this post again, right? Just find some time and make your photo booth, because like really, I see a lot of things that I like, but it's hard to comment on when like it's not in focus and we can see that you have put
a lot of effort.
Yeah.
And I will just say that she's giving me Wind Sorceress vibes. Like the color choice and everything, and the way that you've done that super sort of blurry type of blending with the cape. It has like a wispy wind type of.
All right. So next up we have Joseph.
35 models built, primed, and ready to go. I'm aiming for 33 more finished before 2024 to paint as many as I've gained this year. Most of these models can be split into small groups with similar paint schemes. The airbrush comes out again tomorrow night to begin laying down base colors on everything. This is a mix of God tier and Kingdom Death.
Oh yeah, no, we've been painting up some God tier models.
Yeah, but we've got to keep it hush
yes.
about it, because it's special.
Special. Well, talking about special, here are my special doors. But I'm actually pretty happy with how they turned out.
My turquoise doors are my favorite.
Yeah, I think the turquoise doors came out particularly well compared to a lot of them. I was very unhappy with the red doors because the red brown from the previous layer didn't come in as much. I thought that these doors down here came out all right, but I very much did like my pink doors with the flowers.
The flower design.
Yeah, because like I think like sure 40k is miserable and all of that sort of thing, but people would try and make their place a bit more livable. So I think that's some ladies' quarter, and when I say lady, I mean like lady/lord sort of thing, and she's like, yes, I might be in the middle of this spaceship, but I will add a bit of
something. Get more happy.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we've got Raina.
Wow.
So
I love this.
Started this Lord of Virulence in my warband, and
Alison tooled on Khan a bit, streaming this evening.
Interesting.
I really like the green and yellow combination with that nice, cool desaturation.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think
it's
it is very much those villain sort of colours.
And he's got like a very nice bright lilac on the gun thingy, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot what that stupid gun is called. Everything in 40k has stupid names, so don't worry about it.
I'm gonna call it a trumpet gun.
Okay.
Because it does look like a trumpet, and it's an elefante. It is an elephant, isn't it? It looks like an elephant.
No. I don't. It's like called like a plague spitter or something.
No, but the guy, the model, he's an elephant, right?
He is not an elephant. He's a Terminator.
Oh.
Yes. He's all mutated and stuff.
Oh. No, he's got an elefante. Okay, fine. Right then.
Yeah, no, I very much would agree with Sunny. Like the color choices with such great contrast, classic villain colors. Then we've got Khan, the old school Khan.
Primary colors.
Triadic.
Triadic.
Except they're very desaturated, aren't they?
I would say the blue is. Actually, I would argue that it's kind of on the. Yeah, I suppose you might be right. Okay, there are a lot of desaturated rich shadows. But I would say the highest highlighted colors are very saturated.
I wouldn't say they're very saturated. I'd say that they have some saturation, but they're not very saturated.
Well, I'm not saying like extreme saturated, but it's pretty saturated. I mean, very vibrant red. It's not like striking vibrant.
But yeah, I would say... One second, folks. I've just got to do one thing. There was a fly. It flew right into my eye, and then it stopped on the wall, and I thought I could get a bit of...
He couldn't do his fly foo.
Yes, I'm very good at catching the flies, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, cause like the blues, right? Quite a lot of white in there, a lot of desaturation. So yeah, I would say that's what changes it from classic hero colors to classic villain colors. But let us finish up. All right, so thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes. Thank you for participating in every week's review, having something to post up every week.
Yep. Gives us something to talk about.
Yes. And we'll welcome our new members as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, continue on the good works.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? Our big thing is we want to help you. We want this to be a place where you can find help and where you can feel free to express yourself without a lot of worry and concern.
Yeah.
You know, where you just come in and you just know this is the friendly spot to come in, you know, have a cold one, do some painting. Everything's going to be all right. Speaking of, let's wrap this one up. So, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye.